Hello everyone, this is Rick Morgan. I have a fun book or fun item to clean this week. It was a copy of White Dwarf magazine, and if you're unfamiliar, it is a magazine that's sort of about role-playing or war games from the 70s and 80s, and it wanted to blend, the idea of the magazine, that it wanted to blend elements of science fiction and fantasy. And the name, of course, is perfect because White Dwarf is either a small star from science fiction or it's a dwarf from fantasy things. And it was neat fun. I remember seeing some of these when I was a kid. I didn't have my own copies, but I saw other kids that had some. And they would have little elements of games you could build yourself. They would list some characters you could put in D&D, or they had their own versions of tabletop games that give you one or two heroes and three or four bad guys or villains, and give you some stats and some background on how to play stuff. It was pretty fun. I kind of remember these a little bit. But someone brought a copy of White Dwarf number 6, which even in pretty good condition is only worth about $500 or $600 on eBay. So they're not incredibly valuable, but they are a lot of fun. And this one had some stains on it that I tried to remove. I was successful in one stain and unsuccessful with another, which is not a surprise. I could probably get out of it if I put more effort into it. But I wanted to show you this magazine and show you the efforts I put in to cleaning and pressing this book. So I hope you enjoy the video. Here's a quick initial survey of the look of the cover of the book. All right, so we're going to start with this White Dwarf from 1978, and we're going to clean up some of the white around the edges, and we're going to try to remove some of these stains. So to protect the yellow part of the book, I'm going to put this board here, and I'm going to start with an eraser, and I'm going to run the eraser up and down the spine. You can see some of this kind of whiter, and I don't know if that's supposed to be there. I don't think that brown spot's supposed to be here. And I'm going to try here, but I suspect strongly this will not come off with the eraser. It does not. And I'm just going to run around the edges. As I get to the corner, I'm only going one direction, not two directions. So I don't want to pull that corner back on itself. I'm just going to lift this up. That helps, and then I'm going to come around it again with, next thing is this soot eraser. This is all of a dry cleaning operation. You can see this area right here. I'm going to try to get that. I think that could profit from a little more eraser. And then I'm going to take this guy and pick up some of this dirt around the edges. Again, I don't expect this to come up, and it doesn't. So instead of letting this kind of wiggle back and forth, I'm going to keep it tight and use this round part on the bottom.
Just one direction.
Just one direction as I get closer to the edge. And I'm not going to do a lot of this middle part. There's some schmutz here and here and here. We're going to take off with the wet cleaning. And I'm not going to do the back at all because there's no white on the back of this book. And I'm reluctant to accidentally take some of the color off. So, and it's not that dirty in any case. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of these makeup pads, and I'm not going to do the back. I don't think there's a lot of profit in cleaning the back. I'm going to lift this up and make sure there's not sticking to itself. I'm going to put a piece of paper in there to keep it from soaking through, although I strongly suspect it won't soak through. Take Immacuclean, pump it a few times, and then I'm going to wipe this off. It's going to let that soak in, and we're going to look at our spot here. We'll see if this gets this off of there at all. And it's really not. Well, maybe it will come off. I'm going to let it soak for a minute. And then there's a bunch of schmutz over here too I'm going to remove. Once it soaks in, I'm going to give it a little more. And look, it came right up.
Nice.
Yeah, but a little bit of the yellow is coming up, so I want to be careful.
Yeah, I want to notice that.
I don't want to take too much of it, but like this, I don't think this coffee stain's coming off up here at all. I'm just going to leave that. This is going to come up, but it is Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of stuff off of it. You can see how there's some yellow in there, but a lot of dirt. And this is not coming off, so I'm not going to play with this too much. I think I just lost on that one. And I'm going to clean the back a little bit, mostly because I want to get it wet so that it will relax a little bit. And yeah, I'm actually getting, there is some dirt on the back. And then I'm going to take some, I have some DI water here. So I'm not, because I don't want to leave any Immacuclean or little paper fines on there, so I'm going to get it wet with just DI water and just taking this off here. And then I'll do the back the same way, just so it doesn't streak too much. And in the end, I will take, this is called a Kim wipe from a laboratory to sort of dry a little. And do the same thing here. And I wish I could get that copy. If I can if I soak it in water and remove the cover, but I don't want to go to that effort right now. I mean, it looks better anyway. There, and we're going to let this dry to the touch for about 15 minutes. Dragons and Starships, Fantasy and Sci-Fi Games Specialist. That looks pretty cool. Birmingham. This book's actually really cool. I love this. Look at Associate Editor Steve Jackson. Steve Jackson Games is a company in Seattle right now. It's a board game company. It's really cool. Look at this, the Throat Leech, Bone Snapper, the Fiend, the Mite. This is awesome. The Fiend Factory, and they sell miniatures. This is really cool stuff. Wall support. Yeah, this is really good. This reminds me of good old D&D days. I'm glad to be able to help preserve this. All right, so we're going to press this book. We have a bigger, like Time Life size chamfer board, a sheet of silicone paper with a shiny side facing the book up here, and I'll put another on the top facing down, and then I'm going to put a metal board here to redistribute the heat evenly, aluminum board. There, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it down here just like a little looser. That, turn this on, and once it hits 165 degrees, we will wait 600 seconds, and then that will be good. Show that. And here's what it looks like afterwards. The stain is still there. It's not coming off anytime soon. We could get it off eventually, but not part of our task for today. Here's my favorite part. These are the before and after photos. This is the entire cover. You can see the whole thing at once. And now we're going to see the upper left-hand stain, which is, basically still there, of course, but a little bit, maybe slightly lighter. And then I'll show that stain in the middle of the book, which is significantly reduced. You can see that here. Well, that's it for this week, everyone. I hope you enjoyed another low drama, practical, short, and informative video from me in the comic book world. And I hope everyone out there is doing really well. And I hope to hear from you guys in the comments. And take care. See you later. Bye-bye.